Yo, it is good, yo. It's your boy Ty back here with another video, and in this video today we are going to be ranking the top 10 centers right now in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM. Now, before I get started here, this is only the primary center position. So guys like Anthony Davis, who's a primary power forward, won't be on this list. Same thing with guys like the Chris Boshes, like the Josh Smiths of the world. This is only a primary center list, and that kind of really limits what we do have here. Still, it's a pretty talented center list, especially when you get into that, I would say, top 3 or 2. But the rest of the list, I wouldn't necessarily recommend running. Now, before we dive into all of that, if you are new to my channel and have not yet, please consider smashing that subscribe button as we are on the road to 80,000 subscribers. So we're going to start off the list here with a big man. A big man in Mark Eaton. Token reward here, 7'4", 7'7" wingspan. Guys, I get it, okay? I get it. Mark Eaton is going to do one thing for you, and that is be an absolute giant on the court, on the floor. That is it. I mean, he has a little bit of defensive badges, a little bit of offensive post game, but the dude's got 25 three ball, 25 speed acceleration, 25 lateral quickness, 25 speed with ball. The dude is a slug, man. He is just so slow. So it's really hard for me to be even decently high on Mark Eaton. Again, he doesn't fit my play style at all. It really came down to Mark Eaton or the other 7'4" giant that we do have in 2K, who is this guy right here in Rick Smits. It really came down to these two guys. Rick Smits and Mark Eaton are basically identical players. For me, I think Mark Eaton is just that little bit better. Coming in at number 9 for me is Marvin Bagley III. Now, here's the deal about Marvin Bagley. He gives you the polar opposite of a Mark Eaton. The dude has a 73 speed, 77 three ball, so he can move a little bit. But on the flip side of things, he has a 70 interior, which definitely hurts him. A 56 block. You look at the defensive badges, interior badges aren't necessarily great. So, like I said, basically a polar opposite of Mark Eaton. I'd prefer him to Mark Eaton just because he's a stretch big. He can move a little bit better. Still not one of my favorite bigs in the game, but for his value, he is definitely a solid option, especially if you're looking for that stretch big. Jump shot 102 isn't extremely bad. I don't think it's the best release in the game by any means, but it's definitely not bad. So I'm decently high on Marvin Bagley, especially compared to number 10 in Mark Eaton. Coming in at number 8, Big Cat, Karl Anthony Towns. I do think Cat is better on current gen. The next gen has an 83 three ball, 73 speed. Definitely better on current gen because he won't get bullied. Still has a 69 interior, 61 lateral quickness, and a 68 block rating. Obviously, if you want Cat to be good, you're going to have to apply some badges to him. But good speed, good decent enough shooting badges. Like, he's going to be knocked down as far as a pick and pop big. Problem is interior defense. Especially if you're on next gen and come up against like a Wilt, Dikembe, Kareem, he is going to get absolutely fried like a piece of bacon. I like Big Cat in the game. I think as far as a stretch big for his price, he's a decent option. I think if you're running Cat, you can definitely get by with it. But again, you got to know what you're getting out of the card. You can't expect to run Cat and not get bullied down low. It comes with the territory. Not a great rebounder, a good rebounder, not a great rebounder, especially with his badges. You just got to know what you're getting out of Big Cat. A guy that I'm not the highest on, but I respect what he can do, is Pink Diamond Brad Daugherty. Here's a guy, right? 7 feet tall, 7'4" wingspan, 2 Hall of Famers, 14 on gold, 65 three ball. Is that a good three ball? No, it's not good, but you can knock it down. You can definitely knock it down, especially when you maybe give him the catch and shoot if you do want to give that to him. Defensively, going to be a lot better than guys like Karl Anthony Towns. Rebounder, a little bit better as well. All you got to do is look at his badges to realize what he is going to give you. Hall of Fame drop stepper, post spin technician. He's an interior big. He's not going to be a stretch big, although he does have a decent enough three ball, good midi, and a decent enough release with jump shot 36 for bigs. For me, I prefer Cat, but I know a lot of people watching this video would have more success with Brad just because he's a bully ball type of center. He's an inside center. And I think right now it takes more talent to run stretch bigs than inside bigs. So for me, I have Brad higher just because it doesn't take as much talent to run the card. Coming in at number 6, we do get Nikola Jokic. So a very similar card to Karl Anthony Towns. Well, they do give you some different things. Jokic is a little better defensively as far as the interior. Basically same shooting wise, but he's just a better playmaker. And I think that's really what it comes down to. Both he and Cat have easy enough releases to green. I just think as far as it comes to dimer, bullet, passer, needle threader, and post playmaker, those badges are pretty important. A decent enough rebounder, again, on the interior might struggle to guard the likes of Wilt, Dikembe, but that's part of it. I do think Jokic, probably I haven't used him on current gen, but I'm guessing he's better on current gen than next gen, just with how the game is played in general. But a good ball handle, he can make plays a little bit better than Karl Anthony Towns. That's why Cat's down at number 8. And we have Jokic up here at number 6. Now, cracking our top 5, we're going to plug in Daryl Dawkins, the Evo card right here. When he Evos to a pink diamond, here's what you're getting. A card with 75 speed, 69 lateral quickness, good interior defense, good rebound. To go along with that, look at these. Hall of Fame posterizer, back down punisher. That's a good badge. 90 standing dunk. You also have rise up on gold. You're also getting a decent enough defensive player. And that's the big thing for Daryl Dawkins. You want cards that can compete against the likes of Wilt Chamberlain. I'm not going to say he's necessarily going to get that many stops on him. But compared to Jokic, compared to Karl, I think Daryl Dawkins is going to get you more stops. In my opinion, he's just a better version of Brad Darter. I think that's the best way to talk about Daryl Dawkins. Is he a card that I think I would be comfortable running? I don't think so. I don't think I would have a lot of success with Daryl Dawkins. But again, on the flip side of things, I think the majority of the community are going to have more success with Daryl Dawkins than a guy like Jokic or than a guy like Karl Anthony Towns. Top 4 is definitely separating itself from the rest of the field. Shaq at number 4, 7'1", 7'7" wingspan. There's really only one problem with Shaquille O'Neal. There's really only one problem. And that problem is this right here. A 78 stamina. I never knew stamina was that important until I used Shaquille O'Neal, right? I thought he was the best big in the game for a while, and he still would be if it wasn't for his stamina. Hall of Fame rise up, Hall of Fame brick wall. The dude has some very good badges. His ball handle is not that bad. Rebounding solid. He's just all around a solid player. But that 78 stamina is just an absolute killer. That's the main reason you cannot get by with running this Shaquille O'Neal card. If that was the case, he would be, if he had, let's say, a 92 stamina, he would be at number 2 on my list. That's how high I would be on Shaq. The problem is with the 78 stamina, I can't really be that high on Shaquille O'Neal. Still, for a day 1 card, September 9th, almost a month ago, being, at number 4 is definitely impressive. Coming in at number 3, our top 3, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 7'2", 7'5" wingspan. I will be the first one to tell you guys that I expected more out of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And I'm not going to say that in a negative light. I'm not going to say it like I don't like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I'm just going to say it in a way that I maybe expected a little bit more out of the card. 69 speed, 69 lateral quickness. If you look at guys like Shaq, you look at guys like Wilt, even Mutombo. How many cards have a 69 speed with a 69 lateral quickness? And there's no other center with those stats that are 7'2". But yet when you use Kareem, there's just something about the card that doesn't feel right. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the 37 perimeter, 56 steal. I don't know what it is about the card. But I just didn't have as much success with him as the guy that it comes in at number 2. And quite honestly, if you want to put Shaq ahead of Kareem, I'm not blaming you. Kareem's not bad. Objectively, he probably should be at number 2. And when the card first came out, that's where I thought he would be. But I just didn't have the success that I thought I would with Kareem. There will be a time where Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the best center in the game. It's just that time is not now. Coming in at number 2 is the unlimited reward pink diamond Wilt Chamberlain, 7'1", 8-foot wingspan, which is absolutely magnificent. 4 Hall of Famers, 16 on gold, 5 on silver, 2 on bronze. Again, if Anthony Davis, Josh Smith were on the list, they would be up here. But here's the thing, 75 speed, 75 acceleration with a 45 lateral quickness. I don't know how this card is better than Kareem. It makes no sense to me. I don't know if it's the Hall of Fame Pogo. I really have no idea what it is, right? His 78 block rating feels like a 95. If this card could shoot a little better, he would be magnificent. The only problem with him is he can't shoot a lick, midi, or 3-ball. But it's just as far as a strictly inside center, you're not getting better than Wilt Chamberlain. That's just the way it is. Some people might argue Wilt Chamberlain is still the best center in the game. And if you're on next gen, I definitely think you can make that argument. For me, if you are rocking with an inside center, I would recommend rocking with the unlimited reward pink diamond Wilt Chamberlain. Coming in as my top center in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM is the diamond Dikembe Mutombo, 7'2", 7'6" wingspan. Hot spots from 3 to 5 spots around the arc. First thing I'm going to start with Dikembe is a set shot 17. For Dikembe, is that release good? It's a matter of opinion. It's easy to green, but at the same time, it is a super baited release. To go along with that, all of his 4 Hall of Famers are in the shooting kind of category. Now, I will say, you give him sniper, you give him limitless spot, if you give him some of those badges, he's going to be an even more knockdown shooter. Defensively, definitely needs the pogo stick badge. That's one thing I will say. So I'd put pogo stick, interceptor, as well as, you know, the blinders and some other shooting badge for him to maybe make him even better. But the card's fantastic. Give him quick first step with that. You're looking at probably the most complete center in the game. Both current gen and next gen, I think Dikembe Mutombo is my favorite primary center in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM. So when you look at up and down the center list, it's not necessarily the strongest position, especially at the primary center position. Is there anybody I missed out on at the primary center position? Is D12 a card that should have been on the list? What about DeMarcus Cousins? Let me know that down below in the comments, and let me know. If AD made this list, would he be at number 1? Or do you guys still like Dikembe Mutombo that little bit more? Let me know that down below in the comments, guys. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you are new. And as always, man, I love you guys. And have a blessed day.